Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to another episode of 13 Now on our primary elections this year. I'm your host, Mia Bell Salzano. Today is Friday, July 10th. And today we're talking with Walton County School Board District 4 seat candidate, Jeri Michie. Ms. Michie, thanks for being here.
Thank you, Mia.
So for those who don't know you, can you kind of just introduce yourself, talk a little bit about your background and your career in Walton County?
Okay, happy to. I'm a longtime resident of Florida, 26 years. I currently live in Walton County, and I'm on the ballot on August the 18th for Walton County School Board. And me, I was blessed as a young person to be in a classroom of a highly effective teacher, and she opened my eyes to my life's purpose, and I knew at an early age what I wanted to do. And I was blessed to then go to a teacher college. I went to Georgia Southern, attended there 3 years where I earned my degree, and after getting my degree, was 20 years old in the classroom teaching. And I have taught in the elementary school. I've also been a principal in the elementary school, and a teacher in the middle school, and a principal in the middle school, and also taught at the high school. So I have pre-K through 12th grade experience, and I'm just blessed to be able to work and enjoy teaching, and I want to show my experience. I've got 32 years of experience, feet on the ground, and working in classrooms, and I want to be able to use that to build success for teachers and for students. I've taught in the rural classroom where agriculture was important, and I've taught in the inner city classrooms where generational poverty was a challenge. I've been in public schools and I've been in private schools, so I have a lot of experience as an educator. Also a team builder. I am blessed to have skills to put a team together and work with students and work with teachers. And I think when you've sat in the principal's chair, I've been in the principal's seat for 16 years, I think you get to see the big picture of what happens at school. And from the bus driver to the custodian to the cafeteria worker, teacher and principal, it's important to be able to see the big picture and understand how everything works together. And a team builder knows how to put a team together and bring people together, because when you have a problem whether it's a business world or in education, all you need is a plan to be able to put people together and to solve problems. And I've seen that firsthand when I was a young principal. I had some challenges in getting bus drivers, substitute bus drivers, so I chose to get my CDL license and passed the test and did the training and became a certified bus driver. And from there saw our bus drivers really buy into our goals and our school, because they understood that I was a team player and understood their challenges, and it just brought us together as a team. So being a team builder is an important skill in this position, and it's something that I've worked hard and know how to do. So that's a little picture of my career, and if our viewers would like to know more, they can go to my website, votejeriforwalton.com, and learn a little bit more about my career, my family, and my achievements.
Okay. So you are running against an incumbent seat holder, and I guess what exactly do you want to see change in the Walton County school system, and why are you running?
Well, why I'm running first, I think I'm highly motivated by several things. First is my faith. I've been in church since I was very young, and my faith has motivated me to want to use my gifts and talents and to serve. Not to sit on my experience, but to be able to use my gifts and to serve our community. And second, I'm motivated by my family. I am married to Scott Michie, who is an educator working on his 43rd year. Scott and I met our first day of school as we were both first-year teachers. I also have two successful sons. My youngest son, Bradley, works with Metro Power as a project manager, and my oldest son, Brian, and his wife Josie work in Walton County as educators. And so my family and my grandchildren, of course I have 4 grandchildren, and Mia, I don't know if you have children, but when you bring a child in the world, or when you hold a grandbaby, in your arms, something explodes inside your soul that wants you to make the world a better place. And so I am motivated to work to make the world a better place. And third, my community. I'm so blessed to live in the Panhandle and to live in Walton County, a very diverse community, from our beautiful beaches to our rolling hills and farmland and pine forest. We have a diverse community, and I want to make that community the best that it can be, a safe, strong, vibrant community that we can raise our children and our grandchildren, and I can one day retire in. So my faith and my family and my community motivate me to want to take this position. And what I'd like to see in our county, I have three priorities that I'd really like to look at and focus on. One is our growth. We need to really continue to work on a comprehensive growth plan. We are experiencing tremendous growth in our county, especially in communities like Freeport, where growth is unprecedented and where the buildings are aging and where our school populations are reaching 1,000 students. We've got to be planning and preparing for this tremendous growth because it impacts our teachers. And so we want to be working on growth. Also in transportation, we've struggled to get bus drivers, so we've got to have a plan on how to take on this growth and prepare for solid transportation that's accessible to all students, that's well managed, and that bus drivers feel very confident and compensated for the tremendous job that they do, which also impacts traffic at our schools. So that's one area as our growth. And a second area would be focusing on our teachers. I was very excited about Governor DeSantis' $500 million bill that moved Florida from number 26th in the nation to number 5 in teacher salaries, and also another $100 million that added money for our veteran teachers. And that will move approximately $1.7 million into Walton County. And I'd like to be a part of helping to see that go to our teachers, because our teachers work hard. They spend a lot of their own money on materials and things for their classrooms. And we need to have a competitive salary so that we can bring the very best, talented, effective teachers to our schools, because that impacts the rigor and the academic achievement of our students. So we want to take care of our teachers, and this raise is nice, but we want to continue to bump our salaries and make them competitive with the counties that are near us. So teachers are important. And I also like to see a focus on students. With what's recently happened to our students in the last year, it's brought to light that we need to look at our social and emotional needs of our students. And we have guidance counselors in place, but many times our guidance counselors are loaded with administrative tasks or special education tasks, and they aren't able to do what they're trained to do and passionate about doing, is to counsel with students. And so we're going to have a real need as we come back to school to be able to counsel with students, and our guidance counselors need to be free to do more of that. And also with a focus on our students, again, also with vocational and career training. I was at a groundbreaking yesterday in Defuniak on the Walton Works, where we are training students to earn their certificates for industry and for trade jobs. And our Emerald Coast Technical College also works to do that. And I'd like to see that move into our middle school with some pre-vocational training. Nothing like sparking a 13-year-old's heart into knowing what they want to do. We have kids that want to work in careers with their minds, and then we have kids that want to work with their hands, and we need to be helping them discover all of those careers that are available to them. So career education is important, and I'd like to see us do a little bit more with career ed.
Okay. And so I want to go kind of back to your second point about the teacher salaries and Governor DeSantis's announcement on hiring teacher pay. And I guess my question is, how would you kind of like to see those negotiations go about allocating that money? Like, how would you suggest Walton County use that money? Would it be towards salaries or towards benefits, or I guess what would your suggestions be?
I think it should be all salaries right to our teachers. Our teachers need a bump in salary, and they've earned it, they deserve it, and we need to move right into the salaries for first-year teachers and our veteran teachers. And that's teachers with 5, 10 years experience. I think all of our $1.7 million needs to be looking at improving the base salary and go right to our teachers. And then that extra $100 million to move in to help our teachers who have been there. And we have a problem in our county with teachers leaving the profession. And hopefully this bump in salary will be one way to help keep them in our counties and in our schools. Because when we lose a teacher, we lose all of our training and all our investment in them, and we want to keep our teachers happy and well paid in Walton County.
Okay. So do you believe that all the schools in Walton County, from South Walton to all the other districts more north, are treated fairly in regards to resources and budgets and things like that?
I think our principals work very hard to make their school budgets and to ask for the things that they need. And I'm sure different schools get different budgets because of what their needs are. And right now, like I said, we have a need in our community of Freeport to work on getting some buildings, some new buildings there. But school. I've been a school principal, and you always want a little more money for the things that you have at your school. And I think you just have to be diligent and ask for what you need. And our county works hard to meet the needs of our principals and their teachers and their students. So if there is a need, then our principals are working hard to ask for those things that they need.
Okay. And I guess I'm trying to find a way to ask this question in a way that makes sense. With the introduction of vocational training, I guess, how would that affect the teachers that we already have and the teachers that we need to bring in to teach those specific skills?
Well, I think in the middle school you have a lot of teachers that not only teach but have other skills that interest them, other hobbies, other passions, and we can take those skills that teachers already have and bring that into the middle school to help make kids aware of things that are available, things that home ec. When I was in school, we had a home ec class where we learned a lot about sewing, and we learned about housekeeping, we learned about sewing on a button. And so we've got to bring some of those things that interest kids and kind of give them an idea of what they want to be when they grow up. Like I said, I was blessed at an early age to know I was going to be an educator. And we need to bring some things to the middle school that can open their eyes as to what things are available out there, and give them some ideas, some careers, and give them opportunities with classes that would help them to know about different vocations and the different facilities that we have to teach those things.
Mm-hmm. And regarding schools opening back up because of COVID, this summer, I guess.
Yes.
What kind of, in your ideal world, is the best way to do that and to move forward with that?
Well, I think our county has begun taking it at small steps. We started bringing our kids back for our SPICE program, which is a summer program. Then we've done some summer bridge, and then we've begun our sports, bringing them in. And we're following the CDC guidelines, which are very clear, with mask and with hand sanitizing and with social distancing. So it's just a small process that you're just taking a little bit at a time, and working with a team of people who are following the guidelines to bring our kids back safely. Because number one, that's what all of our teachers, that's what all of our principals want, is for our children to come back to school, to be safe, to be happy. And if we're following the guidelines that are given to us, then I think we can be successful in doing that.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of experts say that it's safer to have outdoor classes or to get air flowing through the rooms. And so I guess, how do you balance safety for students and staff against COVID and bacteria, virus-related threats versus, violence-related threats?
Well, I think getting outside is always a good idea, and our classroom teachers are very innovative, creative people. They want their children to be safe, and they're going to, again, follow the guidelines, get them out when there's opportunity to get out. Many of our schools have outdoor classrooms where we can get outside. But like I said, our programs during the summer have been going very well, following the guidelines, teaching the children this new way of doing school, and I think it's going to be good to get them back in school and to get things moving, and following the guidelines, we can keep our kids as safe as possible.
Okay. Well, I think that's all I have. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Well, I'd just like to thank you and to thank WMBB for having us here and for giving our voters an opportunity to meet the candidates. And again, if you'd like to know more about myself, go to my website, vote.jeriforwalton.com. And also, if our voters want a hardworking, persevering board member that will make a difference, a positive difference in our community, and will be a voice for progress, vote Jeri Michie August the 18th. And thank you, Mia.
Thank you so much for your time today.
And Panhandle Strong.
Yes, Panhandle Strong. You can revisit this interview on mypanhandle.com's Your Local Elections Headquarters page on the Meet the Candidates tab. That's all for today, though. Next week, I'll be sitting down with the 3 candidates for Republican State Representative, so make sure to tune in for those. But that's all for today. I'm Mia Salzano, live for 13 Now. See you next week.
We are the believers. We are the hope keepers.